So just starting us off, what is it? What is Music Monday?
So Music Monday happens on the first Monday in May every year since 1995 when we first started. In 1995, our first song was by Chris Tate of Chalk Circle. If you remember, Chalk Circle is still touring. And so every 2 years we have a new song commissioned, which is our song of celebration. This year, it's Music is Our Medicine. And then the idea being that we have students from across the country who join together. It's sort of a together in harmony, one voice uniting everyone to demonstrate the power and the importance of music education.
You said that this year's song is Music in Medicine. Um, what's kind of the story behind that?
Well, so the song's called "Music Is Our Medicine," and we had two songwriters. So Mimi Obansawin, who's a professional musician, she wrote the lyrics. So Mimi, went and we just talked about music education. She works with students a lot, and so she came up with those lyrics, and we were just thrilled. Just really, it was a terrific theme, really fit coming out of the pandemic, really fit with what's kind of what's going on, and of course for us how music helps with mental health and well-being of everyone, but of children. So she wrote the lyrics, and then the lyrics were given to Nicholas Ma, who's a student at McGill School of Music in piano performance and composition, and he wrote the music, and so that was sort of a collaboration, and that's how this year's Song of Celebration came about.
Right on. And can you say a little bit more on the importance of music education?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first of all, like our organization, I mean, we're always working towards inclusive, quality music education across the country. So there are huge disparities across the country, from province to province, and even from region to region and district to district, in terms of what students have the opportunity to do or have access to in their music class. There's been a decline. Obviously the pandemic had a major impact on music classes, and we are still, we're not back to where we were, and we want it to be stronger than it was to start with. The hiring of music specialists is declining across the country. There's all kinds of reasons why quality, music education is kind of not been I guess a big priority sometimes. And we know that music education impacts students in so many different ways. And Dan will be able to talk to this as well, being an educator. But I mentioned the mental health and well-being, creativity, expression, collaboration, connecting us. Right now, empathy, is a big thing that we're seeing, between coming out of the pandemic with isolation and perhaps social media. Empathy is something that we're all trying to get students to work on. So all of these things are impacted by music education.
Absolutely. And this is a good way for me to segue into asking Dan some questions. As a music teacher, how do you see music education impact your kids?
Well, music is a really unique field of study for students because it's probably the only field of study in a public school where students are responsible to one another constantly. And this responsibility to one another it forges community. It creates a safe space for a lot of those kids who don't always feel safe. One beautiful thing that's been happening over the last 6 or 8 months as a result of a tragedy is that we've seen a lot of kids from the Ukraine joining our school, and many of them are coming and joining music courses because of that reason. It's a place where they can come and they can be a part of something and be accepted and integrate very quickly into the community. And it's really awesome to see. And I actually have a young lady in the practice room behind me practicing the clarinet, got here in December and has learned the clarinet in just a couple of months. So it's been really cool to see that. Music classes provide an opportunity for kids to learn how to take risks And we've been dealing, we had the COVID pandemic, but then now there's become sort of a pandemic of anxiety that seems to be, a big issue that we're dealing with many young kids. And learning how to take risks, learning how to fail in a really positive way is something that I think all kids need to learn. And music is the perfect tool for that, because it takes us forever to get any good. Anyone who's learned how to play an instrument knows that learning an instrument is a process that it really never ends, and you're constantly failing and you're looking to the next thing. So it's just an awesome learning tool for kids, for their social and for their emotional faculties. I mean, as well as just learning the commitment of having to sit down and do something really hard that you're responsible to the rest of the group for. That community piece of, I have to do this for everyone else, and they need me, because without me, they're not whole. So I think those are just wonderful parts of music education that it's worth celebrating.
Yeah, that's right. Like learning a new instrument puts you at a vulnerable position, right? Because you're learning. And so, yeah, it creates that opportunity for them to learn in a safe environment. And then going back to those Ukraine kids coming in, it's a universal language. So that is a way to create that community. I love that. I love hearing stories about that.
I mean, and I've been playing trumpet for like 30 years, and when I get up and play my trumpet in front of my students, I'm going to make mistakes sometimes too, right? So that's part of the thing, is they see me in a vulnerable position as well, and it allows them to feel like, okay, I can do this, right?
If our teacher here can make a mistake, then I think I'm okay. Yeah.
Go.
Right on. So, what does it mean to you and your school to take part in Music Monday?
Well, it's what we started doing. I guess Music Monday started in 2005, and I got to Transcona Collegiate in 2007, and I can't remember exactly which year we started this, but I started inviting the local middle schools and the local elementary schools to my school for a concert. And so what we do is we have three elementary schools, and then we have three middle schools, students who are grade 6 to 8. They all come to my school. We arrange in a circle in the gym. Every group plays one or two pieces for the rest of the students, and we just have this great sharing opportunity to share our music. The older kids are inspired by just all these young kids doing all these cool things. We have great teachers in our area. We have great elementary teachers, and we have great middle school teachers. And so seeing them do all these cool and fun things, and then the younger kids get to kind of see where music can take them, because we have our jazz band and our vocal jazz group and our concert band and our concert choir all do a performance at that event, and share something that we're working on for our upcoming concert.
That's really awesome to see the students so engaged and so excited for that. I was going to ask, what is the students' response? But just hearing that they're excited and, even the young kids, and I love that. It's great to hear. So, is there kind of anything else that either of you want to touch base on, something that maybe we didn't get a chance to talk about yet?
I mean, personally, I would just want to mention, like, if there's on Music Monday, on Monday, May 1st, when we celebrate Music Monday, you visit our website or our YouTube page to see performances and messages of support for music education from classrooms across the country. And everyone should tune in. And we look forward to celebrating and talking about music education.
Yeah, music specialists are important. It's because there's so much depth of information that's required to teach this. You just can't put a non-specialist in that role and expect it to work. And it's worth the investment for administrators and senior administrators to invest. And we're really lucky in our Rivers Transcona School Division that our senior administration takes it seriously, and they put their money where their mouth is, so to speak. So we're thankful for that as well.